St. Bonaventure Catholic Church in Huntington Beach, California presents
Rebuilt and Renewed,
Bringing the Word Home.
Welcome to Rebuilt and Renewed. As we prepare to celebrate the fifth Sunday in Ordinary Time, we're presented with Jesus as the healer. Jesus desires more than anything to heal the wounds of our hearts, our minds, and our souls. One thing I've come to learn to be true is that hurt people end up hurting other people, but healed people end up healing other people. Which do we want to be in our lives? This week, Rita Barry shares with us her experience of the healing Lord in her life, how she has experienced the healing of hurtful memories and the freedom that has come from this great gift of God.
In today's reading, I hear Jesus saying that his main mission and purpose was to preach the good news. The good news that the kingdom of God is at hand. Jesus wants a personal relationship with each one of us. He wants us to know that we are never alone. He is always with us, especially when we feel helpless and vulnerable, and that he wants to heal us, especially our spirit, and to make us whole in him. Jesus shows his compassion by healing Peter's mother-in-law, many of the neighbors that evening, and later by driving out the demons throughout all of Galilee. In my late 20s, I began to see how the dysfunction of my childhood affected my self-worth, confidence, and security. Despite my outgoing personality, I felt insecure around other people. I feared making a mistake and feeling foolish. I feared being alone, especially during the night. I was also unable to make decisions, especially if it involved money. In my mind, and many times verbally, I would bring up and share the hurts of my past, like my adoption to a couple who thought and hoped that a baby would save their marriage, their separation, then finally their divorce when I was 5. Bouncing back and forth between them, then finally ending up in foster care facilities until I was 16. I don't know why I dwelt on my past so much, but I do know that it didn't help and it just made things worse. One day in a church group, I shared my concerns, and they mentioned that Father Hamps gave weekend retreats on healing of memories. I went to that weekend retreat in Los Angeles with Father Hamps. I learned that I was harboring anger and bitterness and had not forgiven those in my past for the hurts I had experienced. I wasn't aware before, but now I realized these demons needed to be identified and confronted. That weekend taught me to use Jesus' healing power through meditation and visualization. I was to be still, close my eyes, and picture Jesus beside me with his arms around me. Then visualize a door in front of me, and without any thought, watch the door open and a person walking through. Then to take the time to ponder, how did this person hurt me, and how did it make me feel? Then let go of all the anger and bitterness towards that person by giving it to Jesus. Then with the power and help of Jesus, to sincerely say to them, I forgive you. I continued this Christ-centered, forgiving process until no one else walked through the door. I never knew who would walk through that door. One example was how surprised I was to see my Aunt Alice. I hadn't realized the bitterness I had held towards her. She never had any children, only a big, fat, spoilt cat that she would fry fresh fish every day to feed him royally. Yet, she never helped her brother, my dad, when he needed a home for me. I felt insignificant and that she loved her cat more than me. The purpose for sharing my story of Jesus' intervention in my life is to reinforce that his healing power is still available today for anyone who is willing to seek his help. Traumatic experiences, emotional disasters, and shattered dreams trap us, enslave us, and cripple us. They prevent us from praising God and from God's hope and peace for our lives. I strongly believe that Jesus wants to heal us today, especially our spirits. Jesus wants to restore us to wholeness. He wants us to love ourselves so that we can love others more fully. Like Peter's mother-in-law, who was healed and got up to serve, Jesus wants to free us, not only from the things that oppress us, but also for us to be able to live a life of purpose, meaning, and good works. Is there a demon in your life that you've struggled to overcome? Who has hurt you that you've been unable to forgive? How could Jesus help?
There is hope for those who are hurting, and his name is Jesus, and he wishes to come in if we give him that permission to come and to heal those memories of our heart. We thank Rita for her honesty and for inviting us to reflect on this great mystery of God and the great goodness of God, that he would want to dwell with us there, to set us free and to give us new life in him. We hope that these podcasts have been a source of inspiration for you, and we invite you to share them with maybe someone in your life who could use a little inspiration at this time. There are no major building updates for this week, but we invite you to continue to pray for this project, that it may go smoothly through all of the steps that we're working through, and that we may get to construction very soon. Until next time, thanks for listening in to
Rebuilt and renewed.
Bringing the word home.